What's up guys, welcome back. Today I'm showing you my recipe for dirty rice. But before I do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that bell and enable notifications as well. Alright, enough running my mouth, time to get in the kitchen and make it happen. In order to make dirty rice, we gotta start with some rice. I like to use chicken stock for my rice. We're using long grain white rice here. Going in with 4 cups of chicken stock. And then you want to slowly work in that rice. Don't pour it all in at once or it's likely to overflow on you. And then you'll be in the comments screaming at me and nobody wants that. So just stir in your rice as you see me doing right here. And then we're going to cover it and leave it alone. Cook your rice to package instructions. All the specific measurements and ingredients as always are in the description below. Alright, it's time to talk about the Cajun Trinity, which involves a yellow onion, bell pepper, and celery. We're going to throw in some green onion as well, but we're going to go ahead and start by dicing up that celery first. There's really no right or wrong way to do this, just get it into a manageable size to work with. Make a nice slice down the middle, and then another one, so you got your celery cut into 3 pieces. And then just chop it on up. You want it to be nice and finely diced, about the same size as your grain of rice. The key with this is to make sure that your vegetables are all about the same size. That way they all cook at the same rate and you don't have some pieces of celery that are overcooked and then some pieces of bell pepper that are, still raw. Nice and evenly diced is the name of the game. If you're wondering where I got this knife from, I got it from my good friends at Strong. I will link to it in the description. You can get yours and save 10% by using the code word MAKEITHAPPEN at checkout. For my bell pepper, I like to cut the top off and then put it face down and then just slice around the core as you see me doing right there. Makes for an easier cleanup. That way you don't have to worry about the seeds getting stuck to your cutting board and your knife. And just repeat that same process with your bell pepper. Again, making sure all the pieces are about the same size roughly. I like to use both green and red pepper just for color, but feel free to use whichever version you like the most. Doesn't really matter, they taste about the same. So if you're keeping track, we've used about 1 small yellow onion, 1 full bell pepper because we used half of a green bell pepper and half of a red one, and then a few stalks of celery. Now, as for dicing your onion, again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. I like to make slices down the side as you see me doing here, and then just spin the onion around and do the same thing going in the opposite direction. Be sure to always protect your fingers and make sure you sharpen your knife either before or after each use. You're more likely to cut yourself if you have a dull blade than you are with a sharp blade because the blade will slip on you. Alright, moving on to our skillet. We're going down with a little avocado oil or vegetable oil and then some chopped thick cut bacon. The bacon is optional if you're not into pork. Feel free to, substitute with whatever you like. However, bacon is delicious in my book and it's going to add some delicious flavor as the foundation of this dish. You want to cook this on medium to medium low, kind of slow cook it so that fat really renders out of the bacon, as you can see here in the bottom of the pan. Once it begins to get crispy, we're going to go ahead and add in our pork sausage. Again, if you don't like pork, feel free to substitute with turkey sausage or beef sausage as well. In traditional dirty rice, the recipe calls for chicken livers. We're not using that today. This is more of a quick version of dirty rice. I'll show you guys a more traditional version in the future as well. What you're looking for here is developing some color on that sausage before you flip it over. That's about perfect, nice and golden brown. That really allows the flavor to develop and some fond to develop on the bottom of the pan as well. We will certainly get that up a little bit later. Now we're going in with those delicious vegetables. That's why I like to use the red and the green bell pepper because it gives a nice color. Remember, you eat with your eyes first, or your nose, because this is smelling amazing. I'm going in with about a tablespoon or so of Better Than Bouillon chicken base, just to kick up the flavor a little bit more. That's gonna really season the meat and the vegetables there. Just work that in with your spatula. Then a few dashes of Lea and Perrins, followed by some smoked paprika. And again, guys, as always, the specific ingredients and measurements are listed below. Going in with some Cajun seasoning, use whatever you like. I like Emeril essence. Tony's would work as well. And then a few dashes of cayenne pepper just to kick up the heat, followed by some garlic powder. Work in all of your seasonings. Make sure the meat is cooked through and the vegetables are getting nice and tender. Now is a good time to taste it and adjust the seasoning to your preference. As you can see, we've got that fond up off the bottom of the skillet. Now, I didn't spend a whole lot of time teaching you guys how to boil rice because I'm super confident you guys know how to do that. I did want to let you guys know about the chicken stock tip there, because it does infuse a lot of flavor into that plain old white rice. Once your rice is cooked to perfection, we're gonna go ahead and fold that into the rest of the ingredients in our skillet. You don't wanna overwork the rice because then it'll tend to get mushy, and that's not what we're going for. So just fold it in. Make sure it's well coated in all that delicious flavor that we have in that skillet. You want to taste as you go and adjust the seasoning to your preference. So now is a good time to go ahead and give this a taste. Looking good. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I'm excited for you guys to try this recipe. Definitely one of my favorite side dishes. We're adding in that green onion for a pop of color and some delicious flavor. Fold that in as well, and then we're going to plate this up. Look at that steam. Quick little trademark money shot for you guys. Little parsley just for some garnish. Give it a pop of color, and so you can pick on me in the comments. Really hope you guys enjoy this recipe. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, enable those notifications, and as always, thank you for your support.